Oh, I might have to see that. Oh, I might have to see that. Oh, I might have to see that.
Ben Shapiro is undoubtedly an intelligent and influential commentator.
Yeah.
I've always liked and respected him, even when we disagree. And I still do. He's stridently partisan and staunchly conservative, of course,
Yeah.
but he's willing to criticize Trump and others in the administration when he thinks they've got it wrong. Well, one thing he doesn't criticize, however, is Israel.
No.
And he routinely gets very upset when other people do. It's such a blind spot.
I wonder why.
For
Nobody
Ben, that
knows.
Through the red mist of
It's
his
a
rage,
mystery.
he sees an alternate reality where anybody who disagrees with him is a demonic, America-hating terror apologist who can only possibly be doing it for ratings.
Oh.
And it was brought to my attention that he was very upset about a debate last week featuring Dave Smith.
So last night on Piers Morgan, which is the Jerry Springer of political television, where people gather to throw
Hose mad.
chairs at one another and determine paternity. Piers Morgan, who has sort of made a mockery of the entire industry by putting on screen, whatever dregs are still willing to go on screen with Piers Morgan. He had on Dave Smith.
He's so mad. Why is he so mad?
Apparently his job is never to tell jokes, but to instead.
It's going to be a sombrero by 5 years, guys. I'm telling you. Like, it is gaining so much power. This is crazy. It is. He's eyebrow maxing? Yeah.
Takes. And also to hate America.
It's like that dad from American, what was it, American Pie?
Well, first, Jerry Springer was a very good friend of mine, and he was a beloved national treasure.
Jerry Springer was a beloved national treasure, and he was also a gifted and talented politician before he became a TV show host.
Actually hosted one of the most successful shows in television history.
True.
And became a media mogul worth hundreds of millions of dollars. So thank you for that comparison, Ben. Second, we proudly host lively debates on things that people care about, featuring guests that people care about, to cover both sides of complex news stories in an engaging way. Do the debates sometimes get a bit combative? Yes. Do audiences tend to enjoy a bit of theatrical rough and tumble? Of course they do. That's why the Daily Wire, Ben's company, has an entire political debate show which is literally called Bar Fight. That's why Ben...
So wait a minute, he's running a show called Bar Fight and he's shitting on Piers Morgan? Uh-oh.
His own show features hard-hitting segments including Ben Shapiro destroys celebrity ice reactions.
Damn.
Ben Shapiro destroys the Golden Globe.
Damn, with facts and logic.
Shapiro reacts to woke TikToks.
He's that guy.
Ben Shapiro reacts to woke socialist TikToks.
Sounds like my channel.
Ben Shapiro reacts to woke religious TikToks.
Oh, they're so
when it comes
stupid.
to humiliating the industry, please tell me why the Pulitzer Prize Committee did not reward Mr. Shapiro for this masterpiece.
What the Run.
Oh, no!
You could say that makes a mockery of the industry. Third, I want to examine the charge that I've committed a sin against journalism by hosting what Ben Shapiro describes as whatever dregs are still willing to appear on my show.
I got invited on Piers Morgan. Speaking of dregs.
Well, on the subject of Iran and US foreign policy specifically, recent guests have included Masih Alinejad, Lisa Daftari, Patrick Bet-David, Carla Sands, Rob O'Neill, Goldie Gamari, Jonathan Conricus, Alan Dershowitz, Alika Lebon, Ambassador John Bolton,
I don't do collabs,
Clark,
really.
General Mark Kimmett, a former UN prosecutor.
I like Piers Morgan a lot, though.
Iran of mass murder, Ambassador Mike Huckabee, former Vice President Mike Pence, Eric Weinstein, Josh Hammer, former Israeli Prime Minister Naftali Bennett, and the IDF spokesman Nadav Shoshani. Now, it's unlikely that Ben is talking about any of these people because they
I bet he's talking about people that... I bet Ben's talking about people that he disagrees with. I bet he's talking about people that don't speak favorably about Israel.
Either
that's what I think is going on.
Or to some extent, they are supportive of attacking Iran to destroy its regime.
Oh, yeah.
It's also unlikely he's talking about, say, Michael Knowles or Isabel Brown.
Because he
make very
employs
valuable
them.
contributions to the show on a regular basis and do, of course, work alongside Ben Shapiro at the Daily Wire.
That's right.
So what is he really talking about? Well, we know he doesn't like Dave Smith and flat out refuses to debate him, which strikes me as pretty cowardly. You can make up your own minds about why he refuses. And what Ben really takes issue with is that among the many guests supporting his worldview, and specifically supporting Israel, we also invite many people who don't support his worldview. And don't support...
there's the problem right there. Why would you invite somebody that doesn't think Israel is the best country in the world? What are you, an anti-Semite? Didn't you know the Piers Morgan show was promised to Israel 3,000 years ago?
The Israeli government.
Take Piers Morgan, of course, suggesting the only reason that I was not appearing on his show anymore was his criticism of Israel, which is weird because I appeared on his show for literally months after October 7th, even though he was already critical of Israel.
That's not true. He was getting a lot of harassment and people mad at him because he wasn't critical of Israel. And then he had on pro-Palestine voices after that. And then people said that he was critical of Israel. So to the extent that Piers Morgan expressed any sort of sympathy to either side, he was accused of being a shill from the other side.
And I really haven't said
That's
anything
what happened.
on Piers or about Piers or to Piers for probably a year. I just stopped appearing on his show. Why? Well, honestly, he kept bringing on actual Nazis and the Nazi adjacent and then treated them all too often as voices worthy of a large audience. Like,
wait a second. So if they had a large audience, wouldn't that make them a voice worthy of a large audience because they had a large audience? Like Nick. I mean, we all know who we're talking. Like, what are we doing? We all know who we're talking about here, okay? Everybody knows it. So, Nick has people watching him all the time. This is, it's just so ridiculous.
For example, these people.
I believe that Jewish supremacy...
Oh, Dan. I think Dan is such an idiot. He's such an idiot. He's way too aggressive about Israel. And I think that I agree with Ben that Dan is a dumbass, but I don't think Dan is a Nazi. I just think that he hates Israel.
Is the greatest threat to America. And I think it's the greatest threat to the world today. I truly believe that.
You think...
Is that... Surprise, surprise. Look who it is.
That was very cool.
Yes, I do.
One of them.
And I'm tired of pretending he's not.
It's going to be the headlines tomorrow. Piers Morgan, Israel is ISIS.
Only amongst people who weren't listening.
Bassem Youssef is a fucking Nazi? What the hell are you talking about? No, he's not. What the fuck do you mean? What a dumbass. He's a piece of shit? You can say he's not a Nazi. He's a fucking Nazi.
That's how I feel about those young men in Gaza.
Norman Finkelstein's not a Nazi either. What the fuck are you talking about? The only one that you could even make half of an argument for is Nick. And you could make maybe 10% or 20% of an argument for Dan. Norm Finkelstein, get the fuck out of here.
Ask me why I won't condemn them. Because those young men were born into a concentration camp.
You don't think that?
He's right. No, Norm's right. Absolutely, you should look at the fact that, they're radicalized because that's what happened. Like, blaming them and saying that they're victims of propaganda is something that's easy to say. That doesn't mean you shouldn't act against them. Like, oh my God, what a stupid idiot. What a stupid idiot. Oh. Here we go.
Has been a terrorist state. Okay, Israel right now is imparting a genocide and a Holocaust on the Gazan people.
Listen, it's Piers' choice who he decides to have on his show and how he decides to conduct the kind of clown car battle royale.
The only person that you could even vaguely create an argument that they were a Nazi is Nick. Nobody else in that entire category was a Nazi in even maybe 10%, other than you could say Dan is because he really hates Israel. Like, other than that, Candace she's not a Nazi, but she's not a Nazi. Like, why?
That he does on a show every night. And it's my choice not to join that circus. We all make our choices and we all live with them.
Yeah.
But some of us make our choices based on, actual principles and not the clicks.
Oh, he's making the choice based off of principles.
Last time Ben Shapiro appeared on Uncensored to discuss Israel's war on Hamas specifically was in March 2024.
Oh, that was
at which
a while
time
ago.
I was being accused on a daily basis of being a paid-up Israeli shill.
See, I remember. Piers remembers because it happened to him. It's almost like nobody remembers what happened. I always remember everything all the time. But it's good that he did too.
He lacks the self-awareness to realize that many pro-Palestine contributors got very angry with our show for hosting so-called genocide enablers like him. That's exactly why I'm not partisan and don't want to be. There is more than one view on any emotive or consequential subject. You can't.
And I think Piers Morgan was also influential in bringing the Palestinian struggle to a mainstream audience with interviews with Bassem Youssef. I think those are probably the most approachable interviews for people that weren't familiar with the topic after October 7th that I think really had people listening and paying attention.
Possibly know you are right if you don't know what the other side thinks.
Like, and again, you can not, like, I'm not trying to take a side here, but I'm saying that in doing so, I think that Piers did give a lot of credibility to the Palestinian movement. I think he did.
That's precisely why free speech exists as a principle we all defend.
Yeah.
And when it comes to principles, as Mr. Shapiro puts it, I'd remind him that I've left several high-profile jobs over my principles. Principles like my views on gun control and my belief that criticizing...
Yeah, your opinions on gun control are stupid, Piers. They're dumb as hell. What the hell's wrong with you? Remember Alex Jones? Yeah, he was right. 17-7 will commence again.
A princess is an essential right. I give my opinions about everything based on the information I have at the time, and I change my views when facts change. Some people might find that highly irritating, but it's because I'm not an ideologue, and I never will be. Ben Shapiro calls our debates a clown show circus, and that's fine. He's perfectly entitled to his opinion. Many people do choose to watch.
Well, they were a clown show, and whenever he was on there talking about Israel, he got to be the main attraction. He got to be the elephant with the special fez hat.
Censored, including clearly Ben Shapiro. It's ironic that the clips he showed were not from our so-called battle royale debates, but from long-form one-on-one interviews, which we do a lot of the time. And it's outrageously disingenuous that the clips...
It's completely disingenuous that he's reframing like Piers Morgan's interview with Nick Fuentes as anything other than condemnation of Nick Fuentes. Piers Morgan clearly condemned Nick. He condemned him before the show, he condemned him during the show, and he condemned them after the show. But Piers Morgan at least has a semblance of dedication to the concept of freedom of speech. So he gave a platform to a person that had a voice. And I think that's something that's worth considering and it's worth respecting.
He showed did not include the parts of those interviews where I called out every single one of them about things I didn't agree with. His montage of the same interviews could have looked like this.
You sound like a Nazi.
I mean, why do you say that?
That's literally what Nazis would have said in World War II. You think if half your family had been wiped out by very fucking cool Hitler, you'd still think he was very fucking cool? Or would you think that actually he was a despicable monster who murdered 12 million people? The comparison, which is more apposite, is ISIS and Hamas. They are both nihilistic terror groups intent on killing as many Jewish people and others as they can possibly kill. That's not true.
As the numbers... Okay.
It's just not true.
Piers...
Well, Professor, with respect...
Okay, I'm not going to...
It's not true.
Piers. Yeah, but you have to listen to what I say.
But you want me to believe you when you say you weren't aware of the scale of this for several days. I find that just, I'm incredulous. You want me to believe that?
This country, which was formed in 1948 by... pretending to be refugees, if you will, and being invited into the homes of Palestinians, the horrific story
they weren't
of what happened.
pretending to be refugees. They were people fleeing a Holocaust.
You can take the view, as many do, that interviewing people with extreme opinions is pointless. You can stick your head in the sand like an ostrich or hide behind your very big desk and wish they didn't have an audience, but they do. My view is that they already speak unfiltered to large audiences, and whether you like it or not, at least on my show, these audiences get to see them being challenged. Ben Shapiro used to make a mockery of deplatforming when the person being deplatformed was
somebody agrees with them.
Ben Shapiro.
Yes.
Usually by shrieking protesters on woke
See, I disagree with Piers about a number of things, but I respect Piers. Because he has, he had a bunch of shit to say about Andrew Tate. He brought Andrew Tate on for a 3-hour interview. He had a bunch of shit to say about Nick. He brought Nick on for, I think it was a 2-hour interview or something like that. I respect him.
But his uncompromising views on Israel and America's military and political support for Israel have turned him into a cancel culture vulture with the very same sneering intolerance he used to loathe. If you disagree with him, you're a Nazi, he says, channeling Kamala Harris. Everybody knows my position on Israel. I vehemently defended Israel's right to respond and defend itself after October the 7th. I became increasingly critical of Israel because its government's actions in Gaza became impossible to defend. We don't need to relitigate all of that now. But as Dave Smith correctly points out, it's not just me. Polling shows the American people have turned against
I'm not going to play the Rich clip because it's already in my head, bro.
Israel and its government in particular for precisely the same reasons. If Ben listened to some of the arguments instead of just throwing tantrums about them, he might understand why. Just as I continue to host people who defend Israel's conduct in Gaza when many people wish I wouldn't and say I shouldn't, Ben Shapiro does. He, of course, has my phone number and my email address. He could have discussed his differences with me in private, which I would have preferred. But he hasn't bothered to even politely reply.
That's a lie. You know you love this. You know the fact that you get to make a video and debunk everything that he said. You enjoy this. This is such bullshit. Oh, I would have rather it go. No. Shut the fuck up. Nobody spends 40 years, 30 years in media like Piers does, and they don't enjoy this. What are you talking about?
My occasional messages for a very long time now. Oddly, since the very moment I started criticizing the Israeli government. And he chooses to get on his own podcast and throw pathetic pot shots at me instead. So let me use my platform to respond directly. The difference between me and you, Ben, is that I'm heavily criticized by both sides because I listen to both sides, and very often I criticize both sides too, without fear or favor. You're only criticized by one side because you choose to air only one side, and you choose to ignore or even silence the other. I'm a journalist. You are a propagandist. Oh, and facts don't care about your feelings.
We've got to have more Piers Morgan YouTube videos, man. This is great. I love it. Here, let me give it a like. I'm going to link it to you guys. That's pretty funny. How do you mind explaining the reason why Piers is respectful versus a lot of people that try to argue with you, not trying to bait you? Just want your take on here. I like the fact that he has a big platform and he uses it to talk about issues that he cares about. And I also like the fact that that platform is something that he offers to both different groups of people. I always respect somebody who's willing to get into the arena. I'm not really much of a debater myself, right? I don't enjoy doing it. I don't like it. But I respect people that do, and I respect anybody who's willing to get out there and fight for whatever their values are. Now, that's really the truth. And so, whether you want to bring on, Clav, or you want to bring on, fucking Sneeko, or, I forgot. I'm just remembering whenever he tried to bring on Kanye West, and he's an asshole. Yeah, he is a dickhead, but he's a dickhead to both sides, and I think that there's a degree of, authenticity to that. There is. So I respect it. Sorry, guys. I do. I respect it. There it is. Hamas will be eradicated in Gaza? Good. Then the people in Gaza will be free. Hamas is horrible. They terrorize their own people. They're terrorists, and they are, awful. Good. Yeah. I mean, nobody... No, what do you think? I support Hamas? Fuck no. Nobody supports Hamas except for Iran. We're bombing Iran. So that's why I see it. retard just flaps his gums whatever direction he thinks is popular. Well, really? Like, I think that's just it. It's just like, that's factually not true. But you think whatever the hell you want.